right. Now we're getting ready to go. Happy Monday again, everybody. We are here for our weekly market update. So we are going to hop into it. We're going to share the latest statistics from the week with everyone. A little bit of class schedule of what we've got going on this week. We've got our office meeting this week. We've got some things going on this week. And then we're going to share also a little bit of market news, like what's going on in the industry, right? Besides what we all know. What is coming? Tell me, what is coming? Everybody should know this. What's coming?
The changes.
All the form changes.
Thank you. All the form changes, all the MLS changes right now. Have anyone seen the form changes hit the car forms yet?
We've seen them through Ed's training.
They actually are on, they're live now. Several changes are already live. So if you are doing an RPA or if you go into your car forms, look at the buyer broker agreement, look at the car form, look at the RPA, look at the listing agreement.
As of June, right?
Yes. No, they went live last week.
So July.
Yeah, July. They just went live last week. I think it was Thursday. So if you're looking for those forms so that you can actually go through them yourself, print one out for yourself, most of them are live now. So go ahead, go in there, take a look at them because you need to be the expert on those forms, and they aren't like straightforward. As Ed's been going through with us at some detail, they aren't like really straightforward. So make sure that you are looking at them and that you're familiar with them before you go into your appointment, right? I'm getting a couple of calls like, hey, I'm about to go into my appointment. Can you walk me through this? Well, if I'm at a listing appointment and I don't get your text for, an hour, then no, I can't walk you through it, right? Or if Ed is not available or if Diana is not available. So make sure that you are familiar with these before you actually have showtime, right? Because that's not the time to want to get familiar with them. You need to be familiar with them way before your appointment because you won't be comfortable anyway. Right? You won't feel comfortable, then you won't come off confident if you're not familiar. All right, so let's go. Remember, TCPA compliance, do not call anyone on the do not call list. Every list that you get should be properly scrubbed, all right? So let's talk about LA County. So LA County inventory is up, you guys, 41.7% over last year. I just skipped right over here because that's a huge number, right? If you're thinking about it, that means we've got 41.7% more inventory, for sale inventory than we did last year in LA County. Now, yes, is that spread over the county? Yes, it is. And LA County is huge and it's spread over all price points. And yet that is still a huge amount of inventory that we have over last year. So we are in a better position than we were last year in terms of our sales, in terms of us having inventory to show buyers, right? And yet the numbers in the sold category aren't really reflecting that because we are only 1.2% higher in sales closings than we were last year, right? And so we got to pay attention to that because that means that we're talking about things are flying off the shelves and we're talking about, there are definitely buyers out there, and yet there are not as many buyers as we probably had last year, or those buyers are on the fence due to the interest rates, right? And we've got a lot of sellers who still are not selling because they are waiting for the interest rate to drop, right? So we are only 1.2% higher than we were last year in terms of closings, and yet we are 41.7% higher on inventory. We are also 1.5% higher on pending property going into escrow over last year as well. So we are definitely trending in the right direction. Everything is positive in LA County, which is great. And we'll continue to watch these numbers. These are really our mid-year numbers here. So we are trending in the right direction. However, again, that for sale number, looking at how many properties have actually come on the market, over last year, and yet we are only 1.2% higher than we were last year. We would expect to see higher numbers, if we were keeping up, right? If the buyers were out there and actually getting those properties, it's not quite where it needs to be at. New listing inventory is up is down 17.3% over last month. And then up 4.9% over last year, same time frame in July, first 13 days of the month, because this is 7/1 through 7/13. Okay. And then 16% higher than last year. So new listing inventory also in LA County is doing well. We're 16% higher than we were last year, which is a great sign because we need more inventory, right? We keep saying that we need more inventory. We need more inventory because we've been in such a shortage for such a long time. And we'll see later, a couple slides from now, where we're looking at our absorption rate, right? Which tells us how many months of inventory we have. And we're still not in a balanced market. So we still need that inventory. So being 16% higher than last year is a great sign. All right, average active price has gone down 3.9% over last month, 7.4% decrease over last year, same time frame in July, and a 7.4% decrease overall. I'm R2D2 today, you guys. So 7.4% decrease overall. So sellers in LA County are asking for 7.4% lower than they did last year, which is very interesting. Okay, 7.4% lower. However, let's look at what they're receiving. They are receiving 3% less than they did last month. Okay, 3% less than they did last month, 1.8% higher than they did last year in the same time frame in July, and 4.2% higher overall. So although they're asking for 7.4% lower in LA County, they are receiving 4.2% higher. Okay, so they are still in a normal amount of appreciation. Most of the homeowners in LA County are in a normal amount of appreciation. 4% higher is great. And that's also a message for our buyers that they're not paying astronomical prices over last year, right? A lot of people are like, oh my God, prices are so expensive. They've gone up so much over last year. They actually haven't, especially not in LA County. They've only gone up on average 4%, which is a normal amount of appreciation, okay? I don't know where this little red line came from. That is so interesting. All right, let's keep it pushing. All right, months of inventory. We are looking at 11% higher than we were last month. So last month we were at 2.5 months of inventory. Currently we are at 2.8 months of inventory. Last year we were at 39. Last year we were at 22.1 months of inventory higher. Let me stop. Last year we were at 2.1 months of inventory. Currently we are at 2.9 months of inventory. That is a 39% increase over last year. So we are almost at that 3 months of inventory range in LA County, which is great. We definitely want to keep pushing that envelope to bring us into a more normal market, which is 4 months of inventory. That's the starting of having a normal market. We were listening to, I actually talked to Rich last week about the economic report. And they are saying that we are, definitely going into our market has been a little weird, and we are definitely in a shifting market. And the reality is that it looks like we are going into that normal market, pushing in potentially into that buyer's market, because our inventory is going up. Because we're seeing inventory staying on the market a little bit longer, and we're seeing inventory go up to the tune, like we talked about in LA County, 40% higher than last year, right? And now we're starting to see our months of inventory climb in LA County, Riverside, and definitely in San Bernardino. Orange County is a little bit different, okay? But it's still climbing over last year, and we'll take a look at that. All right, and then our average days on market. Average days on market has no change over last month. no change over last year, same time frame in July, and a 13.9% decrease over last year. So we were at 36 days on market last year. We are at 31 days on market currently. Okay. Don't let that fool you, because the reality is that homes that are in, you know, the desirable areas and in that sweet spot of 3-bedroom, 2-bathroom, they go like that, right? But I do know people are still getting into escrow. So don't think that people are not getting into escrow. They are. And I was looking for a couple of folks who I know just opened escrows. And I know that Armando just opened escrow. He had to put in a few offers, but definitely he was able to get his buyers in. So you just got to keep the faith. You got to keep going with your buyers, and you will get them into escrow. Sold versus original list price, 1% down over last month. We were at 99% list price last month. Sellers are at 99% of list price. I'm sorry, 98% of list price currently. Over last year, a 1% increase. So last year, sellers were getting 97% of their list price. Currently, they are getting 98% of their list price, which is great. Sellers are happy when they're got an asking price out there of 600,000. They're getting 98% of that. And in most cases, we influence how much sellers are going to receive, right? So if we price that property competitively, then they could potentially receive even more, 101% of their list price, because we put it on the market at a competitive price and created a bunch of attraction toward that property, and we're able to get multiple offers, right? So we definitely want to help our sellers to put themselves in the best position to put a competitive price out there so that they can get multiple offers on their property. I explained that to my seller. I took a listing in Fontana this weekend, and I had to explain that to my seller, is that I see this 590 price out here, right? But that's the top of the market. If we come in at 570, right, then we could potentially entice multiple offers by being lesser than the competition and lesser than this other property. And we've got more benefits and features, right? So we're hedging our bet so that we can make sure that we bring multiple offers and potentially even go over that 590 price. All right, let's look at Orange County. So Orange County for sale properties has gone up 20.7% over last month. Properties that are actually on the market, 35.9% over last year, same time frame in July, and 35.9% overall increase. Okay, so for sale properties, even in Orange County, you guys, has gone up tremendously over last year, which is a great sign. And sold properties have gone up 4.7% over last year in Orange County, and pendants have gone up 4% over last year. So in Orange County and in LA County, our three major indicators, our major trend lines that we're looking at are actually in the green and are going up, which is wonderful. That's what we want to continue to see. All right, new listing inventory went down 32.9% over last month, and 22.5% over decrease over last year, same time frame in July, and a 12.4% increase overall. So although last month we saw a decrease of 32.9% over last year, same time frame in July, there was a 22.5% decrease. We still are hanging on to some increases, some gains in our new listing inventory over last year overall, to the tune of 12.4%. Okay, so we definitely are still, again, sitting much better when it comes to inventory than we were last year. Average active price has gone down 4.4% over last month, and 2.4% increase over last year, and a 2.4% increase overall. Okay, so our average active price in Orange County, sellers at this point in the year are asking 2.4% higher than they did last year, which is just incredible, you guys, because if you remember, some of you are newer to us and do not remember, but I know Shelly, potentially who else is on the call? Cameron, Marjorie, Alberto, some of our folks, Rosalind, maybe even, some of our folks have been with us. Kim, yeah, actually Kim, yeah. So last year, you guys, Orange County was off the chain when it came to average active price. It was like 20%, 30% higher than it was last year, okay? The year before last. Now, they are much more reasonable in what they're asking for, 2.4% higher than they did last year. And look at, they're receiving 14.2% higher than they did last year. So they're only asking 2.4%, but they're receiving 14.2% higher than they did last year, okay? Why is that? Because Orange County has the least amount of inventory than any of the other counties available for sale. And because of that, it is driving the price up because they are getting multiple offers on probably any and everything that are out there. Look here at the months of inventory that they have. They literally have 1.9 months of inventory. So they have very little, they have less than 2 months of inventory out there. So they have very little inventory out there, okay? They're 13.1% increase over last month. So they were at 1.5 months of inventory last month. Currently, at this point in the month, they're at 1.7 months of inventory. Overall, though, it's a 34.8% increase. So again, great gains that we want to see that continue to rise. Because last year at this point, they were at 1.4 months of inventory, and currently we're at 1.9 months of inventory. And for you newbies, what that means is if we stop putting any properties on the market right now, it would only take 1.9 months for Orange County to completely sell out of inventory. That's crazy. It would only take 1.9 months for them to completely sell out. Okay, that's what we call an absorption rate. How much time would it take for all the inventory on the market to be absorbed? Okay, so that's an increase again of 34.8%, which is great. But again, just very little inventory out there, less than 2 months. And remember, to get to a balanced market, it takes 4 months. And in LA County, we were at least looking at 2.9 months of inventory, right? All right, so average days on market has gone up 10.5% over last month. We were at 19 days on market last month. We are currently at 21 days on market, not a very big increase. Overall, it's a decrease of 30.3%. We were at 33 days on market last year. And currently we are at 23 days on market. What does that mean? It takes 23 days on market for a property to come off the market, to sell, to go into escrow. Okay. And the reality is again, 23 days is nothing. And most properties are going off market within 7 to 10 days, right? So definitely get your buyers out there quickly. So versus original list price, a decrease of 2%. Last month, we were at 100% of list price. Currently, sellers are getting 98% of list price at this current time in the month. Overall, a 2.1% increase. So last year, sellers were getting 97% of list price, and currently they are getting 99% of list price. So again, Orange County sellers, they're happy. They're getting 99% of what they are asking for, which we expect when you're in an inventory shortage, that they would be, and they're being very reasonable on what they are actually asking. So that's a good sign, right? Very good sign. All right, so now let's dive into Riverside County. Riverside County for sale is up 4.4% over last year. I'm sorry, over last month, 4.4% increase over last month for sale properties that are actually on the market. And then a 39.9% increase over last year. So again, look at that, almost 40% higher than we were last year in terms of our inventory growth. And in Riverside County, that next trend is showing us that really buyers are not taking advantage of all this inventory out there, because sold properties has actually gone down 1%, a 1% decrease over last year. Okay. And pendants have actually gone up 1.7% over last year. Okay, so properties that have actually gone into escrow has actually gone up 1.7% over last year, but our closings have gone down 1%. It's not a big difference, but yet we want to keep an eye on that because we want to see if they're able to rebound, right? Because we are in the summer months. Typically, our summer months bring about more sales, and so we want to see if that trend can rebound. Okay. Let's look at our new listing inventory. We're down 29.6% over last month. We're down 5.6% over last year, same time frame in July. And we are, however, we are still hanging on to a 14.2% increase over last year. So new inventory, new listings have actually gone up 14.2% over last year, which is phenomenal, which is great. Okay. And we expect that. In Riverside County, they have still a lot of land, a lot of development going on, so we can still build in Riverside County, whereas here in LA County and Orange County, we're a little bit more limited by land availability. Which is why you see so many developments for condos and townhomes going up, right? Because you can fit more of them than you can single family residences in the space that we have available, okay? All right, let's look at average active price has gone down 4% over last month. An increase of 3.5% over last year, same time frame in July, and overall a 3.5% increase. So the average active price in Riverside County has gone up 3.5% over last year, which again is very normal amount of appreciation, although again, that's not what they're receiving. They're only asking, sellers are asking for 3.5% higher than they did last year. Average sold price, however, has gone down 1.6% over last month, and 3%, a 3% increase over last year, same time frame in July, and a 6.9% increase overall. Again, which is great. It is not too high. It is in normal range for appreciation. They're asking 3.5% higher, but they're receiving 6.9% higher. More than likely because of the multiple bidding going on. Because again, although we are getting better on inventory, we're still not where demand is. Okay. We're still not where demand is. All right. So months of inventory. So we're seeing some increases here. We are 3.7% higher than we were last month. We were at 2.7 months of inventory last month. We're at 2.8 months of inventory currently. Overall, a 42.6% increase. Last year, you guys, we were in the ones. So last year, we are 1.9 months of inventory. Currently, we are at 2.7 months of inventory, which is great, right? We're getting there. We're moving up the ladder, okay? But Riverside County is much like LA County, right? If you looked at them, normally Riverside County will outpace, in terms of months of inventory, will outpace LA County, and yet right now it is very much hand in hand. Okay. All right, average days on market in Riverside County, 4.8% decrease over last month. We were at 42 days on market last month. We're at 40 days on market currently, and a 12.5% decrease overall. So last year we were at 48 days on market, and currently at this point in the year, we are at 42 days on market. Again, don't let these numbers fool you. Those properties are still flying off the shelf pretty quickly. Sold versus original list price, a 3.1% decrease over last month. So sellers were getting 98% of list price last month. They are getting 95% list price currently at this first 13 days of the month. Overall, they are seeing a 1% increase over last year. So last year they were getting 96% of list price. Currently, sellers are getting 97% of list price, right? So they are happy. They're getting close to 100% of list price. And this just means do a good job during your listing presentation of your comparable analysis, right? And making sure that you are directing and helping your seller to price their property right. That's just the bottom line. All right, San Bernardino County, last county of the of our presentation. So let's take a look at San Bernardino County. We see for sale properties has gone up 10.5% over last month, 36.2% increase over last year, same time frame in July, and a 36.2% increase overall, and that is in San Bernardino County, our sold properties. So again, looking at that, we're definitely seeing increases in inventory is definitely going up, which is great. And that's across all of our counties. We're in the 30 percentile, right? Sold properties has gone up 5.3% over last month, 11.9% increase over last year, same time frame in July. However, in San Bernardino County, a 3.1% decrease in sold properties. Okay, so although we definitely are seeing more inventory available, we are definitely not seeing, on the flip side of that, the sales, right? The amount of sales closings that are supposed to be happening, right? Buyers sitting on the fence, sellers not selling and buying. But definitely, I believe that these trends have ought to do, excuse me, with our interest rates and people just not being comfortable yet. But there will be a time, you guys, there will be a time when they will be comfortable, because this is the new norm. This is the new norm. The 7%, being 6%, 6.5% and higher. That's our new norm. All right. PINDEDs have gone up 2.5% over last month, 9.3% over last year, same time frame in July. However, a decrease in PINDED properties that have gone into escrow of 2.1%, a 2.1% decrease over last year overall. Okay, so we actually are seeing a decline in 2 of the 3 main sales categories, sales trends that we look at, and we want to see if San Bernardino County is going to rebound from this. And remember, Riverside County, it was only one of the 3 sales trends, right? That was in the red, and it was only in the red by like 1%. This is 3.1%. However, we are at that critical time in our year where we're looking at more sales going on. So we'll continue to monitor this and see if we can't rebound by the end of July and August, right? New listing inventory has gone down 16.1% over last month, down 3% over last year, same time frame in July. However, we are still holding on to a 13.7% increase over last year overall. So that is good. So we are seeing new listing inventory still going up. Our PINDEDs are up 2.5% over last month, 9.3% increase over last year, same time frame in July. However, a 2.1%, oh, I'm sorry, I already gone over PINDEDs, right? 2.1% decrease. All right, average active price is gone down 0.6% over last month, a 2.1% increase over last year, and a 2.1% increase overall. So sellers are asking for 2.1% higher than they did last year in San Bernardino County, which is great. Okay, that is a really a good sign. It's a small amount of increase. However, look at what they're receiving. They're receiving 1.6% higher than they did last month, 6.5% higher than they did last year at the same time frame in July, and a 5.6% increase overall. So sellers, although they're only asking for 2.1% higher, they are receiving 5.6% higher than they did last year, which is great. Again, very normal amount of appreciation. That's what they're closing for, okay? So months of inventory, we are seeing a 2.9% increase over last month. We were at 3.4 months of inventory. Currently, we are at 3.5 months of inventory these first 13 days of the month. A 24.7% increase over last year, same time frame in July. We're at 2.8 months of inventory, currently 3.5 again, and then a 40.4% increase overall. So last year we were at 2.5 months of inventory, and currently we are at 3.5 months of inventory. So again, inventory is definitely rising. Okay, inventory is definitely rising. 3.5 months of inventory in San Bernardino County, really that is putting us much closer to being in a normal market in San Bernardino County, right? Because we're getting closer to that 4 months of inventory mark. San Bernardino County basically is definitely the one county that is the closest to being in a normal market out of all the other major counties that we are currently watching, okay? Average days on market has gone down 3% over last month. We were at 33 days on market. We're currently at 32 days on market. Overall, we're down 17.4%. We were at 46 days on market last year, and currently we are at 38 days on market. So although inventory is climbing, those buyers are out in San Bernardino County, and they are making offers, bringing those days on market down a bit. Okay. Sold versus original list price was at 100% of list price last month. We're at 96% of list price currently, which is a decrease of 4%. Overall, an increase of 1%. So sellers were getting 97% of list price last month. They are getting 98% of list price currently. So sellers are happy. They're getting close to what they want in terms of their asking price. Oh, and we're done with our trends. All right. So any questions? If you got some questions for me, let me know. We good? Okay, we'll move on. Let's go. Upcoming events. I don't know about you guys, but this little red line is bugging me. I don't know who did that, but if you did it, erase it if you can. If you don't know, then don't worry about it. All right. So July, you guys, this week is our mid-year. This is our mid-month mark, right? So today we've got, and you guys bear with us today. We are trying to work out group coaching today. We do have a conflict with a regional meeting that was scheduled, and so I may not be able to do group coaching, but I will let you guys know in the next 10 minutes. We do have conversations in Real Play tomorrow at 9 a.m. That's on Zoom. Keep that in mind. We have our team meeting tomorrow. Our team meeting is tomorrow at 3 o'clock. Everybody be here. We're going to have Ed here. He's going to give us some updates, some important updates. So definitely be here, be with us. And we are going to have we're going to have another guest speaker. So we want you guys to be here at 3 o'clock tomorrow. All righty. And then we have Eileen is going to be here. Where is she at? Eileen is here on Tuesday. Now she's going to be here at 6 o'clock, not 6:30, 6 o'clock. Okay. All right. And then we also have Flood the Funnel. Has anybody ever heard of David Halpern? No? Okay. David Halpern is a business coach. And the reason why I like David Halpern and Everardo is he and I both kind of run in similar circles. And so Everardo is one of his clients, one of his coaching clients. I was formerly one of his coaching clients, and I also utilize his VA program, or I was utilizing it. So he is just an extremely brilliant man, and he looks at real estate from a very unconventional perspective. You know, where Gary Keller looks at it from a real estate perspective, I feel like brilliant businessman, and yet he knows real estate. David looks at real estate and looks at business from business, and his ideas are just not the traditional. And that's why I like him, because he gives us a different perspective on things. And so I would encourage you guys to come. It's going to be a webinar, but it is a lunch and learn. But he will be on the screen, and his assistant Roz will be here. She's brilliant. I love me some Roz. And so you guys, looking forward to this, because when he talks about Flood the Funnel, he's talking about lead gen. He's talking about how we can get more people into our world that we can serve. Money management, marketing, and delegation, right? Because you're going to need all those things when you got a bunch of leads. All right. Then we have our tech workshop with Martha on Wednesday from 1 to 2. And that's 11:30. Okay, got it. All right, then we've got Ed. Ed is going to be talking about our residential listing agreement, RLA Part 1 on July 17th. Do not miss it, you guys. You guys should not be missing that. I mean, honestly, right now, these Ed's webinars are crucial. They're crucial. And I know Chris is on all the time. I see Shelly on all the time. I see Janet on. Everybody should be on. If you are a full-time real estate agent, this is your job. This is part of your job. We've got to know these forms. and they are changing. So even I was on last week, and I'm gonna be on Wednesday, and I'm gonna be on Thursday, because we gotta know this, right? And you will come off like you don't know if you're trying to learn it and tell it to somebody at the same time. Okay. So he's doing part 1 on Wednesday, part 2 on Thursday, and we are going to be recording them. I am waiting on Ed to send me, because I know Shelly and I were in bold. Janet, me, Shelly, we're in bold. Kim was in bold. So I'm still waiting, you girls, on the recording from last week. Okay. And as soon as I get it, I'm gonna put it out there and make sure you guys get it. The tech workshop is going to be, I've already talked about that. We got Dial for Dollars with Victor on Thursday. All right. So that's a good one. He's teaching us all about expireds, and how to follow up with those expireds, how to talk with the expireds. So be on that. All right. Any questions about classes? Let me see. Did I miss any classes that really we need to be aware of? I think I just did, because there's a Friday class. Oh, Friday's class is through the board. You guys, Friday's class is through the board. It is with our legal, it's with legal form overview. It's a live webinar, and we are going to have that here in-house at 9 a.m. 9 to 10:30, but you can also do it on your own if you're a member of DAOR. If you are not a member of DAOR, come in-house, and we are going to run it on our screens. Okay. All right. So last but not least, just a quick article. Economists on the 2024 so far, their take, the year of the head fake. That's hilarious. Does everybody know basketball? The head fake is when a basketball player like fakes you out, makes you jump over him, and then takes a clear shot. That's the head fake. So they were saying that this was supposed to be the year of the housing market recovery, and it is not happening as fast as the economists originally anticipated. Now, in all honesty, it depends on what economist you were listening to in the first place, because economists said that we were going to have less sales than we did last year. And then some economists said we were going to have more sales. In Lawrence Yun, who is the head economist of the National Association of Realtors, was saying that we are going to have more sales than we did last year. And they're saying that that is not happening in the amounts that they thought. Now, you guys are getting firsthand information on the sales trends, right? Because we're looking at that. And for LA and Orange County, we are seeing that so far, yes, we are doing better than we did last year. And yet in Riverside County, I think we are under our trend. And we are also under our trend in San Bernardino County, right? By 1% and 3%. So he's right. So they're right. We are not doing as good as we did last year. So it is definitely slow. And so it is happening slower than expected. The uncertainty with the NAR is definitely, they feel, bringing a little bit of that pressure. And it's saying that it definitely is not going to help the underserved buyer community. The NAR settlement is not going to help that when it hits August 17th. New construction, however, also was supposed to make up some of the shortages. And it's saying that new construction has definitely helped. However, our baby boomer community was supposed to bring some new inventory and some new buyers and sellers. And they haven't done it so far. However, they're expecting that they will over the next decade. Okay. Now, what they did say later on in this article, and what I will do is I'll see if I can post this article for us in the hub. What they did say is that they do expect that our interest rate will go down, or at least take a small dip before the end of the year. Okay. They are saying that. And if that does happen, you guys know that if the inventory goes down, we are definitely going to have buyers hit the market, more buyers hit the market. They are saying that the sweet spot is between 5% and 6% for those sellers who have been sitting on the fence of those 3% interest rate homes and not selling because they're in 3% home, you got 3% interest rate. They're saying that if it hits 5 or 6%, that they will start to sell, and we will see more inventory. We'll see more buy sales. So bottom line is that this interest rate is holding us back so far. And however, we are going to see a dip, which is going to bring more buyers into the market, and it may entice some sellers to come off the fence. Okay. However, we will wait to see if that in fact does happen. We have heard, I don't know about you guys, but we have heard a lot of different reports over the last 6 months about interest rates. Some say it's going to go down. Some say it's going to go up. Lawrence Yun, who is, again, a very reliable source. So if you guys don't follow him, I would follow him with the National Association of Realtors. He is a very reliable source, very level-headed. He doesn't give off a bunch of, he's not one of those very opinionated people. His opinions are based on the numbers. And I like that because he's just very factual and he's not an alarmist. So I really do trust his opinion. And he's been pretty accurate. So over the years. So listen to him. He is saying that he does also believe that the interest rate is going to take a dip as long as inflation continues to be at bay. Okay. Which it has been. So, all right, guys, that's all I have for you today. Any questions, any comments? Let's go have an amazing week. Well, I'll see you guys tomorrow at our, team meeting.
Yeah, thank you, Brandy.
Thank you. Thank you.
Brandy, see you tomorrow.
All right. See you tomorrow, Janet.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you, guys.
Brandy, I'm going to give you a quick call.
Who's that?
This is Cameron.
Okay, Cameron.
Okay.
Bye, Rosalind. I like your little hand.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Thank you. Thank you for being here, Ivan.
All right.
And laying in your bed.
Thank you, Brandy. Thank you, Brandy.
You're welcome, Kimmy. I love your picture.
Thank you as always. Have a marvelous Monday.
Thank you, Roz. You too, my dear. Have a marvelous Monday.